A pleasant day to all of you on this 20th day of April 2022. It's a Wednesday. It seems to be another summer weather, summer day for all of us here in Metro Manila. At para dun po sa inyong naiwanan namin sa Baguio City, sana magpatuloy ang malamig na panahon dyan sa Baguio. Thank you for those who hosted us there during the Holy Week. Welcome to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, thanking you for being subscribers of Cignal TV, for being viewers of One News PH on channels 8 and 250, and of course for watching Agenda. Today, we are going to have two important guests. One will be the chairman, the general man, Chairman yata. I believe he is the MMDA Chairman. Yeah, MMDA Chairman Romando Artes of the MMDA, who we hope to get clarification from regarding the double ban. Okay, 2-day car ban on EDSA, because they are planning to introduce a modified vehicle reduction program whereby every car owner will now have 2 days of no driving on EDSA on particular hours, if I'm not mistaken. So medyo may kaguluhan, okay? If you have car plates beginning 1, 2, 3, and 4, you're off on Monday, and then you on Wednesday, the same thing happens, but not for 1, 2, 3, and 4, but for 9, 8, 9, 10, etc., etc. So liwanagin natin. Let's find out from Chairman Artes what that new vehicle coding system will be. And after that, we will be speaking with the co-founder of Planes and Prints. If you go to the big malls, I'm sure you would have seen their outlets. You would have seen their brand, Planes and Prints. We will be speaking with Roxanne Ang-Farillas regarding Planes and Prints and several other brands that she developed or they developed during COVID lockdown. So yan po yung stories na lumalabas. There are success stories that came out of COVID because certain people refuse to sit down and weep. They simply said, well, hindi naman ako makakalabas, gagawa ako ulit ng bagong gimmick, bagong trabaho, or will expand the business, etc. So do join us. But before anything, let's go to our daily starter. Our daily starter today, na-pick up ko lang naman to sa Facebook, but it struck me as something that has happened in the past and will surely happen to many of us again, especially after the elections. One day, many will hang their heads in shame when they realize the evil they defended and the heroes they ridiculed. Okay. Now, I'm mentioning this, ladies and gentlemen. I chose this daily starter because I personally experienced that. I went to support a particular candidate in the presidential election. Ano ba yun? Presidential election 2017 ba gayon? Yung kay President Duterte. I supported another candidate, and I strongly believe that that candidate was really a good choice. Then I began to discover nang natapos na eleksyon, PRRD won, that candidate lost. And I discovered that my choice did not turn out to be the saint that candidate acted like. So marami sa atin, tataya natin yung ating pera, reputasyon. Please be careful because we may end up having to eat our own words, to bow our head in shame when we realize na yung pinili pala natin o pinustahan pala natin, sinungaling, walang niya, traidor, etc. Regardless of who your... Excuse me. Okay, may pumasok. Mag-mute muna po tayo. Okay. Anyway, regardless of who your candidate is, what your political colors are, please be careful. Because baka mamaya nyo kamo, kayo o tayo ang mapahiya. Okay, now let's go to the front page of the Philippine Star. Let's look at the news and the headlines for today, April 20, 2022. The headline, COVID cases in 14 alert level 1 areas rising. Now, wag po kayong mataranta. It is only rising. Kumbaga sa temperature, thermometer, tumataas, hindi naman ika nga dapat ikabahala. It is just a advice, a warning to all of us that COVID-19 is still here and that we should be careful. At the top of the front page, the header, on-site work for teachers. To proceed, report for duty pa rin ang ating mga teachers despite their protests because according to the DepEd, they have to implement this policy because it is the only way they can justify giving salaries to people when they have a time-in, time-out card and because it is a requirement of the Civil Service Commission. Next, President Duterte to political parties, follow the law, emphasizing that he will not be partisan or will not openly support any candidate. He also called upon parties na sundan niyo yung batas, huwag kayong lalabag sa batas, particularly in the campaign and vote buying, etc. Tourism Chief Secretary ni Bernadette Romulo Puyat, said that the local government of Boracay will receive a warning for Boracay crowds because Boracay Island violated the maximum carrying capacity of the island during the Holy Week. Puyat said only 19,215 people per day are allowed on the island. But during the Holy Week, visitors reached over 22,000. Okay. And then to the right of the upper portion, you see this photo of vacationers performing yoga headstands on San Juan Beach in La Union during the Holy Week break. Maganda po yan na na-feature yung La Union because many of us tend to forget that there are other beaches, other places beyond Boracay. Meanwhile, 90 million balance payable to Smartmatic will be held or withheld by the COMELEC until they completely clear up the issue of leakage involving Smartmatic. Ayun po. The center photo, visitors walk under lights and rows of banderitas during Campaiga Banderitas Festival in Cuenca, Batangas. Ayun po. Okay. DOH to Holy Week vacationers, check for symptoms. That is a good reminder because marami pong mga galing sa out-of-town trips. I have a friend, a former associate in Channel 2, who after going to El Nido, there were 8 of them. When they came back, 3 of them tested COVID positive. Ang suspicion nila was it was airport or airplane acquired. I don't know, but that's just their suspicion. Meanwhile, Senator Ping Lacson vows protection for OFWs and seafarers during their town hall meeting at Estancia in Iloilo Province. And last 2 features of the front page of Star, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin walks with Philippine counterpart Delfin Lorenzana during an arrival ceremony at the Pentagon. Okay, finally nakatravel na si Secretary Delfin Lorenzana to discuss the Mutual Defense Treaty, and cooperation in West Philippine Sea. Last lawmaker, Joey Salceda, tags the Department of Agriculture as mother of all smuggling. Kumbaga, ang Department of Agriculture daw ang nanay ng kawalangian sa smuggling. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the front page review of the Philippine Star here on Agenda. Now, let's go for a quick break. When we come back, ang ating inaabangan, ang chairman ng MMDA to tell us all about this new vehicle reduction scheme that will soon be implemented. We'll be right back after a few reminders. Welcome back to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, thanking you for joining us this morning. And we also thank our first guest, none other than the chairman of the Metro Manila Development Authority, Attorney Romando Artes. Chairman Artes, good morning po.
Good morning, Cito, and good morning sa televiewers.
Okay, pasensya mo na yung unang basa ko ng pangalan mo kanina medyo duling-duling galing sa biyahe. Nasabi ko wrong na wrong name. Anyway, Chairman, the reason we reached out to you this morning is because over the holidays there were a lot of speculations that you would actually surprise Metro Manila with the announcement of a modified vehicle reduction scheme. But because of your kind-heartedness, mukhang hindi mo naman kami binigla. And people are wondering, kailan ba talaga yung volume reduction na yan and what will be the final version?
Actually, what we propose to the Metro Manila Council is the 40% reduction scheme. Ito po yung 1, 2, 3, 4, Monday, 5, 6, 7, 8, Tuesday, 9, 0, 1, 2, Wednesday, 3, 4, 5, 6, Thursday, and 7, 8, 9, 0. Pag Friday yung ending plates net. Mas madaling tandaan, Sito, yung per plate na lang. So yung 1 and 2 ang coverage niya Monday and Wednesday, 3 and 4 Monday and Thursday, 5 and 6 Tuesday and Thursday, 7 and 8 Tuesday and Friday, and 9 and 0 Wednesday and Friday. So mas madaling tandaan yan. Ang tatandaan mo lang yung ending plate number mo at kung kailan ka covered twice a week. It's only between 5 to 7 p.m. No morning coding, limited sa 2 hours. Kasi based on our study and based on data ng Traffic Engineering Center natin, ang volume talaga ng traffic starts at 5 p.m. at yung heaviest is at around 7 and then nababawasan na by 8 p.m. So kung 40% reduction, mas mabilis mawawala yung mga sasakyan at luluag na by 7 p.m. Yun yung projection. In fact, we presented to the President yung mga projected traffic flow per major streets at magiging from heavy, magiging moderate lang yung flow ng traffic. So kung aalis ka ng 6 o'clock, between 5 to 6, makarating ka ng bahay mo ng around 8, 9 o'clock, under this scheme, we expect na kung aalis ka ng 6, mga 7, 7:30, you will be in your house. Kung aalis ka naman ng 7, by 8, nasa bahay ka na rin. So, I think it will not affect yung time na nasa bahay ka na or nasa destination mo na ikaw based on this projection.
Yeah. First question, Chairman, why 40%, why 2 days instead of the original 1 day a week car ban, so if you want to call it that, no? Kasi may mga nagtatanong, bakit? Dumami ba ng pagkadami-dami ang sasakyan? Was there a unusual increase in vehicle volume? Parang people are wondering, what is the justification to double the days for vehicle reduction?
Actually, there's no unusual increase, but it's a regular increase, Sito. Mm-hmm. Every year, hundreds of thousands of vehicles are added on the streets on a year-to-year basis. In fact, last year alone, mahigit 300,000 vehicles ang nabenta sa Pilipinas na brand new. At dito po sa 300,000 na to, 60 to 70% pumapasok ng Metro Manila on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. So, talagang yung ating mga lansangan, over na po doon sa carrying capacity. Kaya dapat po talaga magbawas. Although, we admit na ito ay temporary solution. Ang solution naman talaga long term is one, yung mass transport system dapat improve, which I think the current administration, marami ng improvements like yung bus carousel natin. Dati from 15 to 20 kilometers an hour ang travel. Ngayon, nasa 60 kilometers per hour, ang 50 to 60 kilometers per hour ang average speed. So, nakat talaga in half yung travel ng ating mga kababayan na gumagamit ng mass transport. Ganun din ng MRT from, I think, 6 na bagon. Ngayon, nasa 22 na yung tumatakbo. At mas mabilis na yung speed. Sa infrastructure naman, marami tayong tulay na binuksan at road improvements. Pero I think hindi siya sufficient to make the streets capable of handling all the cars. Kaya po talagang ang last solution po is decongestion talaga ng Metro Manila. Yung ating mga ibang industries na pwede nating ilabas, government centers, ay dapat na po nating ilabas ng Metro Manila. Kami naman po sa MMDA, ang aming game plan is to scatter yung ating mga vehicles all throughout the day at hindi mag-concentrate sa rush hour.
Well, good thing you mentioned that, Chairman, yung spreading out the vehicles. Kasi there have been observations that the Philippines or Metro Manila continues to insist or persist with the system na pati yung mga deliveries nakikipagsabayan sa rush hour. In fact, may nagkaroon nga ng shift. Nagkaroon kayo ng truck ban. Ginawa naman ng mga pasaway o ayaw sumunod. They shifted from trucks. They went to closed vans, mga four-wheel na mga utility vans, etc. na mas marami because they made up in numbers what they could not have in volume. What
Yes.
are you planning to do regarding itong, kasi in other countries, deliveries are made after office hours.
Yes, pinag-aralan naman niya ng ating traffic engineering center. Sa ngayon, wala tayong truck ban. Although may mga designated streets kung saan sila pwedeng dumaan. Kasi nakita namin, mas beneficial ito dahil hindi nagkakasabay-sabay yung mga trucks na malalaki during window period. So, inallow natin sila 24/7 on certain streets dahil unang-una beneficial ito sa economy dahil mas mabilis yung delivery and transfer ng goods. Second, yung turnaround time ng mga ng mga trucks, mas mabilis. Yung mga drivers hindi pagod. So, nakakaiwas din sa aksidente. Kaya sa ngayon, although patuloy naming inaaral yan, Cito, na hindi muna tayo magta-truck ban kasi ang observation or based on study ng ating traffic engineering center, kalimitan lalo yung galing sa malalayo, pumaparada lang sila kung saan-saan habang naghihintay ng window period. Nakakasagabal din sila sa daloy ng traffic. Tapos pagod yung mga drivers, nagiging mas prone sila sa aksidente. Kaya in the meantime, inalaw muna po natin. Pero kung talagang bibigat ang traffic, lalong-lalo na sa June, na aming pinaghahandaan sa pagbabalik ng eskwela, siguro baka magkaroon tayo ng adjustment din sa regarding trucks.
Okay, many people, although they were initially protesting against the carousel, the bus carousel, are now saying it's been effective, pero ang problema, kulang na kulang. Ano ba ang plano ng MMDA or magagawa ng MMDA with the DOTR to increase the volumes for mass transit?
Actually, it's a DOTR LTFRB project. Kami naman traffic implementation. Pero based on our meetings sa LTFRB and DOTR, i-increase naman nila yan. Ang problem lang sa ngayon, marami kasing buses ang na-stock. Hindi pa napapatakbo, so they have to recondition it, change the tires, change the batteries. At ang problem din pong isang malaki ay yung mga drivers. Dahil nung pandemic, walang biyahe. Kung saan-saan napunta yung mga bus drivers. Napunta sa mga deliveries, nag-grab. So nahihirapan silang magkuha ng mga bus drivers. So unti-unti naman ini-improve yan at
Ay, yun
unti-unti rin
pala.
dadagdagan.
Yung pala yung naging problema. Okay, Chairman, may mga katanungan kami from the desk, from our news desk, regarding provincial buses. And this was also my concern while I was in Baguio. Kasi datihan na akong umaakyat sa Baguio, sumasakay kami ng bus, yung Victory dyan sa EDSA. And it is really convenient kasi magta-taxi ka lang, pupunta ka doon sa terminal sa EDSA, and then larga ka na papuntang norte. But now people are confused where they can take the buses. Kasi ito yung mga tanong. Ang policy daw ninyo is provincial buses are only 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. lang pwede. And then terminals or parang hindi magkaintindihan. Saan ba talaga yung allowed terminals? Pag doon sa mga windows. Paki-explain nga, Chairman.
Opo, ang policy naman po talaga ng LTFRB DOTR ay sa NLET lahat magta-terminate ang provincial buses coming from the north. Yan po ay nasa National Development Program. At sa buong mundo naman talagang ang lahat ng bus stations may common terminal outside of the city. Then supposedly from that common terminal, doon na magdi-disperse yung mga tao to their final destination, yung mga last mile. So, yan po yung policy now na talagang lahat dapat sa NLET magta-terminate. It's just that nakiusap po tayo sa LTFRB by tolerance lamang po. Nabigyan po tayo ng window period na payagan ang mga buses. Pero certain hours lang po of the night. It's been 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. only. So outside of that window period, dapat po sa common terminals po sila lahat pupunta. Yan po ay NLET sa north at PITX sa south.
Yeah, but the problem, Chairman, is unlike modern cities abroad, we don't have a well-developed mass transit or public transport system. And then, ang access kasi, katulad ako, personalan na lang po, Chairman, I live in Pasig, in Kapitolyo. Para pumunta ako doon sa terminal sa Bukawi, kailangan kong mag-grab o kaya ay mag-taxi or makikiusap ako magpahatid. That's an additional so many hours just to go to the bus terminal para lang ako'y pumunta sa Baguio or kung sa La Union or sa Pampanga, wherever. And that is the complaint. Ito nga, pinibigay sa akin yung negative feedback from many bus riding commuters na parang dagdag pahirap at dagdag gastos. Especially those who are in the Pampanga area who are working in Metro Manila or in Luzon, South Luzon, from Batangas. Kasi alam mo naman, tigali pa rin ako. Ayan ang mga feedback na dagdag pasahe, dagdag oras at dagdag pahirap. Whereas the bus companies have said to me, Cito, ano ba ang kasalanan namin? Pag lumabas kami ng terminal, diretso na kami sa SLEX at NLEX. Hindi naman kami na nagkakarga sa EDSA. So we can only field so many buses. It seems to be too much of an imposition para lang masabing successful yung mga bus terminals na sinet up sa Bukawi at saka sa Parañaque.
Actually, PATX is doing very well, Cito. I think insofar as PITX is concerned, it's a success.
Okay.
Pero yung NLET naman, it's a temporary permit that was given as an ITX. Pero lahat ng minention mo, it's not for our agency to decide, Cito.
Yeah.
Kami naman, implementation lang ng mga policies that were given to us. Ini-implement po natin yan insofar as traffic management is concerned. At hindi po kami ang nagdidesisyon yan. So,
hindi naman natin tinatapon yung sisi sa inyo. Kasi
yes,
yung mga kinakausap ko kasi malaki ang paniniwala kung kayo boses din ng masa, no? Medyo.
Yes, in fact, you can ask the bus operators. We're doing our best to gi- give them some leeway.
Mhm.
But again, hindi po sa amin yung desisyon yan. At lahat po ng comments na yan should be addressed to the proper agencies.
Okay, unfortunately, tengang kawali yung mga sinasabi nating agencies. Anyway, Chairman, before we end, I'd like to give you an opportunity if you have a message for our public, particularly with this vehicle reduction program. Kailan ba yan ipapatupad? Para hindi na suspense or abangan.
Actually, wala naman pong suspense dyan. In fact, even in our announcements, ang target date po talaga namin sa implementation itong bagong number coding scheme is May 16 because this is in preparation sa pasok po ng ating mga estudyante na alam naman po natin na will add volume of vehicles sa karsada natin. Ito naman po ay between 5 to 7 p.m. lamang para bigyan ng opportunity yung ating mga kababayan na iisang sasakyan na magamit pa rin nila yung vehicle nila. Unlike before na 7 to 7 or 7 to 8 p.m. na buong araw nilang hindi magagamit. Ito, konting adjustment lamang naman po. During rush hour sa gabi, nasa tingin naman po namin, magiging the same lang yung biyahe nila. Kung magpapalipas sila at magagamit pa po nila yung oras na yon para sa mga productive na bagay kisa nakastuck sila sa traffic. So, pinapa-approve po natin yan sa Metro Manila Council at pag na-approve po yan, i-announce naman po namin sa publiko. There will be no surprise, Cito. And i-educate pa rin naman po namin yung publiko regarding this new scheme if approved po ng Metro Manila Council.
Well, thank you very much, Chairman, and congratulations for the good work that you have done para tuloy-tuloy ang takbo ng MMDA kahit nagbago ang pamunuan, hindi nagbago ang serbisyo. Thank you very much, Chairman Artes.
Salamat po.
Okay, that's Chairman Artes of the MMDA. Abangan ninyo kung ma-approve May 16 and 2 days in the week for every car off the road. Okay, and we will go for a quick break, and when we return, let's speak with Roxanne Ang-Farillas, Founder, Creative Director of Plains and Prints here on Agenda. Okay. 2 minutes. One minute 30.
Sana may earphones won't die. Naglaro ko kasi to eh. Kaya I'm thinking kung mag-aano na lang ako. But that's fine. Mm-mm.
Welcome back to the program agenda. And once again, we are featuring business here on Agenda because we believe in promoting local businesses, local talents, and people who are inspirational and products that are aspirational. We have with us someone who started out as a finance student and started a business in I think 11 square meter area. Ano yung bodega? Maliit. But don't let me get ahead of myself. Let's bring in Roxanne tama ba ito? Roxanne Ang-Farillas. Okay. Roxanne, good morning to you.
Or yeah, good morning, Cito. Yeah, good morning and good morning to everyone watching us this morning.
Okay, I have to say that I have often passed by your outlets and ito yung impression ko. My impression is always pangmayaman yan, social yan, exclusive yan. Not realizing that you actually started in such a small room, 11 square meters. Could you please give us a background about yourself and the business? Because finance student getting into fashion?
Yes, we started actually in 1994. Back then, I was still in college and my husband he just graduated. So we started with the 11 square meter area in Shopsville plus Green Hills. I was doing my thesis that time. So alam mo, it was very difficult for us kasi doing studying and it was a business that was offered to us. So we had to take that chance, that opportunity to open that store. Parang we were at the right place at the right time. So we started in Green Hills with that and everything else followed.
Okay, binigyan kayo ng pwesto, in other words.
Yes.
Or
but
was it really a business already? Because, a space to sell is different from putting up a fashion outlet.
No, actually, it was really a space that was offered. But prior to that, talagang negosyante na talaga ako. Fashion was something very close to me. I would go around school, dala ko yung mga bag and sell to my classmates and friends products that I made. So it was really parang, I was really an entrepreneur at the very, very start of, when I was still young.
What sort of products were they?
Women's polo, yung uso dati, mga polo, blouses. So, I would have a big duffel bag, go around the different classes in LaSalle. I'm from LaSalle. Tapos offer it to my classmates. They would buy. At the end of the day, wala nang laman my duffel bag. So, it was something that it didn't feel like work for me because it was something that really liked to do. And my boyfriend, now my husband, my boyfriend back then, he got a space in Green Hills, parang surprise. So I said, I was hesitant at first because I was doing, I'm actually a finance graduate, no background in fashion and designing, but fashion was something really close to me. So, and I wish I had the chance to actually study more on fashion and do marketing, because that's what I'm doing now. But, I was really focused on just doing my thing, growing the business, that I really didn't have a chance. So everything I know now is from experience talaga.
Yeah, you were going classroom to classroom with a duffel bag
Yes.
in LaSalle. I mean, I don't want to be judgmental, pero didn't your schoolmates make fun of you? What was that experience like? Because there are a lot of young people now who are starting out exactly like you are, and they're kind of asking, am I doing the right thing? Is this worth the humiliation or the perspiration, etc.?
No, I wasn't humiliated. They weren't making fun of me. In fact, there are actually people who are still buying from me. And when I look back, parang they'll say, "Oh, I started, and remember, I was buying from you." And it was nice, because they really liked the clothes, they were buying it, and when I see them around school, it's nice, because it's really something that I really worked hard for. So
Okay.
it was an experience that was really good for me.
Okay, now when you mentioned Shops Bill, alam mo naman kaming mga matatanda, pumupunta kami doon para bumili ng peke. Diba? But you're selling products that you designed, you manufacture, and you're now marketing. How did all of that start?
Well, at first, we would be buying the materials in Divisoria, in Makati, in Mega Mall during my breaks. But now we are very proud that we are producing our own prints, manufacturing our own prints,
Wow.
and developing our own prints. So we don't buy anything from the market now. So it's really original from us, and we produce it our own. We're very proud that right now, China, because many people just buy and have it manufactured in other countries. But we're very proud that still 80% of everything Paints and Prints offers is still produced here in the Philippines. Ang hindi na lang naman talaga natin makayang to source here in the Philippines is actually the raw materials, because unfortunately we don't have that capacity. I mean, the factories are not operational anymore. We don't have the right accessories to get it from. But everything else is 80% is done here in the Philippines.
So you buy the imported fabric.
Yes,
And
imported
then
fabrics.
you have designers, or you come up with the designs, and then you have this fabric processed to be printed fabric.
Yes, Cito, exactly. Like what I'm wearing right now.
Alam mo kung bakit ko alam yan, Roxanne? Kasi katulad ng fraternity brother ko yung husband mo, fraternity ng mga driver ng misis sa Divisoria at Taytay. But my hats off to you, because I thought everything now is imported, but Plains and Prints is manufacturing the material here.
Yes. We make it a point that it's still, when we started naman talaga, everything is done here. So it's very hard. We have an ongoing relationship with the people we've worked with. So it's mahirap that, work in China's there and it's available. You just shift and move it all to China or wherever or the other countries, diba?
Yeah.
Syempre, we have a relationship. We have factories who've been working with for the last 25 years. We're still working with them. And, hindi mabilis yan to just let go. And we're very happy with them. We've trained them. We grew with them. So, it's really more of a relationship that's very important for me. Yun nga, so like what I'm wearing, so everything is designed by my team. Then we have it produced and we just manufacture here.
Okay, now you started in an 11 square meter stall. You originally began marketing at Shopsville, but then you started hitting the malls. What was that like for you? Kasi iba yung magbenta ka sa Shopsville, bukas, labas, sara, uwi. But when you have chains of outlets in different malls, medyo ibang level ka na, Roxanne.
Alam mo, Sito, it took us time also. We started in 1994.
Mm.
Then alam mo yan, it was just Shopstill Plus and two department stores. But after 5 years, we really felt that, we have to go mainstream. We have to be present in the main malls na rin. So we started applying. It was difficult, Sito. It wasn't really an easy journey for us. We had to prove ourselves that we were worthy to be in the mainstream malls. We had to actually, bring in more cash. Kasi syempre, we're just built in this. We had to learn the hard way because my husband and I are really partners. I'm more on the creative side. I handle everything on the creative side, designing, manufacturing, merchandising, marketing, sales, and now, of course, e-com is there. It's mine. But his side is all on the back end, which is finance, HR, mga expansions, kanya yon.
Okay.
So, hati talaga kami ng work.
Okay, now, but is your husband really involved in the business? Or kasi I heard he also has his own business, yung restaurant ba yun or something?
Yes. He
Ayaw
still,
kasing magpa-interview sa akin ng asawa mong yan eh. Pag nakita ko yun, lagot sa akin yan eh.
mahiyain, kaya ako na lang. So he still helps out with the business. I mean, at the end of the day, boss ko pa rin siya, di ba? So whatever he says, we still follow, but his focus is still on the restaurants na rin. He says he's a focus talaga is restaurants talaga. And syempre, kasi talagang fashion naman talaga is for pang babae. Ako talaga ang nag-handle ng Plains and Prince and RAF.
Okay, now, companies like yours with fashion products, there is an evolution, and I think you reach a point where you have to make that major decision. Will I go retail fashion? Will I go high-end fashion, etc.? When did you come to that crossroad?
Good question, Cito. No? When we started, wala pang masyadong international brands present in the Philippines. So it was really a question for us to decide whether we compete head on and follow and change what we're doing. And, with the international brands coming in, fast fashion brands are coming in, do we stick to our strength? Or do we actually try to change who we are, come up with cheaper products, more basic products, so we can actually compete with them and go along with them. But we decided to just focus on who we really are, really focusing on printed, which is actually parang our signature prints. So we focus on that with details and everything. We didn't change who we are. So when we started back in 1994, we still wanted to be that Filipino brand that would really make a difference in the Philippine retail scene. Yeah.
Okay, let's go for a quick break, Roxanne. And when we come back, I'd like to ask how operating in malls changed your image and cooperating or collaborating with fashion icons. How did that impact your brand? We'll go for a quick break. We'll be right back here on Agenda. Welcome back to the program agenda. And today we continue with our discussion, our talk with Roxanne Ang-Farillas, co-founder of Planes and Prints, etc. Kanya ko po sinasabing etc. because she came up with other businesses or other business model during the pandemic. But before that, Roxanne, welcome back. As I was asking, how did going into malls change your brand or your image?
Yeah, when we went to the malls in 1997, if I remember correctly, it's a different play now. So we really had to level up. So we never did any major advertising. But when we decided, in 2002, parang we really needed to level up and to come up with to have an endorser. So we got Gretchen Barrett at that time, back in 2002. I remember it was talagang gamble for us. It's a big investment for us. We had to come up with a different line to make sure that, it's a different level na. But mahirap yun kasi when we launched, nagulat kami, Cito, because bigla kami nag-out of stock. Nawalan kami ng stocks in the store. It was a good problem, but it was a learning experience from us that, you never launch not prepared. So after that, with the several design endorsers coming in, we thought naman, it's not just about endorsers who will actually bring in sales for us, because you have to have good products, not just good endorsers. I mean, good endorsers will invite people to come in, but at the end of the day, it's really the quality products that you have to give out and to sell. So we decided to make it interesting again by collaborating with designers back in 2008. We started collaborating. Our first collaboration was with Rajo Laurel. So, alam mo yan, parang to have another offering. So we decided collaborating with different designers. We started with Rajo in 2008. Then everything else followed. On our 25th year, we collaborated with 13 collaborators back in 2019. So, we had to make ourselves relevant by coming out with different product lines, different strategies, and different marketing efforts to really make a brand interesting talaga.
Okay, what happened when COVID lockdowns hit the malls? What did you do?
Of course, we were all surprised, and we thought that it won't last long. I mean, all of us thought naman it's just going to be 1 month na pahinga. So parang, okay, relax, 1 month. So, but when the 1 month mark came, okay, this is not okay already. It's too much relaxed time na for everyone. So we started, we can't open because, let's face it, who would want to buy clothes, because we really didn't know how long the lockdown would be.
Yeah.
So we really took that time to really rethink, re-strategize, and for us how to recover after the pandemic. So we have to think of ways to make ourselves still relevant during the pandemic time.
Okay, but you mentioned to me a while ago that before the program that you had started up two businesses or another brand. We didn't really get to talk much, but in your spare time of 2 years, what did you put up?
Yeah, we during the pandemic, actually, it was talks na Recess is an active wear that I came out with together with my partners and Curtis, Beldaza, and Polina Ortega. So it was something that we've been working on prior to pandemic. We launched it December 2020. It's an activewear brand, Recess. And in June 2021, last year, that was something that was really developed during the pandemic. So Tilly Dolly, it's a baby's clothing line with Anne, Curtis, and Selene. It's actually it's a baby's clothes that was really developed, conceptualized during the lockdown period talaga.
Okay, so in essence, I get the impression that your development process, your designs, or creativity is also influenced by your circle of friends. Kasi Anne, Curtis, Solem, they all had children, and mukhang nabulungan ka na, Roxanne, gawa mo naman kami ng fashionable baby outfits.
Yeah, it was something parang there's a need for us to come up with that brand in the market. Parang ganon. So I said, yeah, oh, why not? It's something naman really, retail fashion is something that I really do naman talaga. So I said, yeah, why not? It's a good idea, I think.
But
And activewear.
what's the response? Activewear during the pandemic when people couldn't go out. I mean, that's a gamble. Babies' clothes, yes. If I put up a business, I'd probably do anything and everything children related. But what was the response to your products?
Yeah, activewear, recess, actually, the response was great. Because people couldn't go out to the gyms, but everything was in Zoom. Zoom classes, yoga classes in Zoom. So people were starting to really, just lounge on it. They don't have to wear it during workout, but they just wear it, kasi kumbaga parang pangbahay na rin kasi comfortable siya.
Exactly my thoughts.
So even for planes and pins, even if, kasi it's dressy, where will they wear it? Pag Zoom meetings na lang. But at least, they get to wear pa rin something like this. It's an interesting top na mas maganda sa Zoom. Alam mo yun.
Yeah.
So, people are still buying. But we had to tweak it and change lang and innovate for us to actually still be relevant during the pandemic.
Are you coming out with a plantita line of prints? Kasi daming naging plantito, and I'm looking at your background there.
Yeah. But during the pandemic, Cito, syempre kasi there's a need for yung mga PPE. So we came out with a multi-purpose fashion wear that you can use for PPE, outerwear siya that you can use it also when you do errands. We came out with printed masks, para lang to keep ourselves, actually I keep on saying the word relevant pa rin. Then we came out with different marketing efforts to make us interesting pa rin. Yung mga shop lives, yan. Sito yung mga, we're selling the products online and people can just watch it. And we strengthened their online also, and we came out with personal servicing.
Okay, well, Roxanne, it's really been an education of sorts, because for my takeaway from this interview is the discovery that there are people like you, companies like Plains and Prints, that actually have their materials fabric printed in the Philippines and not have to import from China, etc. Plus, that there is a continuing evolution even under duress. Nakapagtayo ka pa ng baby clothing wear, recess, the active sportswear. So thank you very much for sharing and inspiring all of us. Okay.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me this morning. And I'm very,
Thank you, Roxanne Ang-Farillas of Plains and Prints, ladies and gentlemen. And now, on our last minute, I give you our blessing for the week from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 19. For those who believe God and obey God, from them will come songs of thanksgiving and the sound of rejoicing. I will add to their numbers, and they will not be decreased. I will bring them honor, and they will not be disdained. That's today's agenda. Thank you for joining us. God bless all of you. I'm Cito Beltran. Please keep it here on One News PH.